Okay, we need to talk about a trap, one that millions of us, maybe even you, are stuck in without even knowing it. It's called the salary trap, and the crazy thing is, it often affects people with what look like great jobs.
I mean, does this sound familiar at all? You get that paycheck, you see a pretty big number on it, and you feel good for a second. But then, by the time the end of the month rolls around, where did it all go? It feels like you're on a treadmill, just running and running, but not getting anywhere.
And here's the absolute kicker. This feeling, it's not an accident. It's not because you're bad with money or don't have enough willpower. No, this is by design. We're talking about a whole system that's basically engineered to keep you stuck right where you are.
All right, so let's dig into how this trap is actually built. The tricky part is, it doesn't feel like a prison at first. Honestly, it feels more like a really comfortable, super secure home.
Think about it. The job gives you all the things we're told we should want, right? Security, a good salary, health benefits, stability. But here's the twist. All those good things, they're actually the bars of this comfortable prison. Yeah, they feel nice, they look impressive, but they're what's holding you back from making a real change, from taking a chance, from building something that's actually free.
And that leads us to the first, and maybe the most clever, piece of this whole puzzle. See, the goal of the system isn't to make you poor. Not at all. It's to make you feel prosperous, to make you feel like you're winning, while in reality, you're just treading water.
Okay, to make this super clear, let's walk through a real-world example. Let's talk about Sarah. Now, Sarah is 34, and on paper, she's doing great. She's in the top 20% of earners. She should feel like she's on top of the world, but she really, really doesn't.
So every 2 weeks, this number hits her bank account. Over $3,000. That's a solid number, right? You see that and you think, yeah, I'm doing okay. That's the number that gives her that little hit of success.
But then, boom, reality check. After the government takes its cut, that number looks a whole lot different. It shrinks, big time. This is the actual cash she has to play with. And you know what? This is where the trap starts to show its genius.
And just watch how fast this money disappears before she even has a say. Rent, whoosh, nearly half of it is gone, just like that. Then you add in groceries, gas for the car, all the utilities and subscriptions, and suddenly, what's left? $48. $48 to last her 2 weeks. She's got the nice apartment, the car, all the signs of a good life, but she's building absolutely zero wealth.
And that right there, that's the illusion of prosperity in action. It's the first weapon of the trap. Because Sarah has the stuff, she feels successful. The system provides just enough comfort, just enough of a nice lifestyle to keep her from asking the one question that could change everything. Hey, wait a minute. Why am I not actually building any wealth?
So, okay, the illusion stops you from asking the tough questions. But what actually keeps you locked in? What stops you from just leaving? Well, that brings us to the second weapon in the arsenal, the golden handcuffs.
And this trap, it gets stronger and stronger over time. You know how it goes. Every time you get a raise, you think, yes, this is it. This is my step toward freedom. But it almost never is. You get that bump to 60 grand, and hey, time for a nicer car. Then you hit 90,000, and of course you move to a better neighborhood. Before you know it, you're at 110. You've got a mortgage, a new car payment, maybe braces for the kids. Every single jump in salary gets eaten up instantly by a jump in your lifestyle and your bills.
That, my friends, is the definition of golden handcuffs. You've basically built a life that costs exactly as much as your high salary. You need every single penny of it just to keep the lights on. So that freedom you thought you were getting with a bigger paycheck, it's actually a chain. It's made you totally 100% dependent on that specific job.
So let this sink in. Your salary, how big it is, has almost nothing to do with your freedom. What really matters is the gap, the space, the breathing room between what you earn and what you spend. The entire system is built to squeeze that gap down to nothing.
Okay? Just understanding this, just seeing what's going on, that's the biggest step you can take. Seriously. Because once you see how this system works, you can never ever unsee it.
And I want you to ask yourself a really honest question right now. If you quit your job tomorrow, if that paycheck just stopped, what happens? How many months could you actually survive? Could you make it 1 month? 3 months?
Listen, if your answer was a little scary, you are definitely not alone. A staggering 60% of so-called professionals are in the exact same spot. They are literally one missed paycheck away from a total financial crisis. Let's be real, that is not security.
That is walking a tightrope with absolutely no safety net.
And when you start seeing the system, something amazing happens. You start asking totally different questions. You stop asking the trapped questions, like, how do I get a promotion or how do I make more money? And you start asking the freedom questions, like, how do I build assets? And wait, why does all my money just disappear? It's a small shift in thinking, but it changes absolutely everything.
All right, we've spent enough time talking about the problem. We've diagnosed the trap. So now, for the good part. Let's talk about how you get out. Let's actually map out your path to freedom.
First things first, you have to do a complete mental reset. Our whole society tells us to chase income, to get that bigger paycheck. But freedom is built with wealth, and they are not the same thing. Think of it this way. A big salary is like a powerful river. It's super impressive, but it's just flowing past you. Wealth is the reservoir you build. It's what you keep. It's permanent.
Breaking out of this thing really comes down to a simple 3-step game plan. Step 1. You have to attack that gap. Make it your mission to intentionally widen the space between your income and your expenses. Step 2. You redirect everything in that gap. You funnel all that savings into assets, things that actually work for you. And finally, step 3. You build optionality. You create a safety net of 3 to 6 months of savings. That's what gives you the power, the incredible freedom to choose what you do next.
Because really, that's the whole point. The end game isn't just to make more money. The real goal is to get to a place where you don't need the paycheck. Making that paycheck optional, that is what true freedom feels like.
And I really want to leave you with this. The people who break free from this trap, they're not smarter than you. They're not luckier. They just woke up. They saw the game for what it was. Awareness, that's your key.
So, I'll leave you with this one last question to chew on. The system we've been talking about, it offers you comfort for sure. But is that comfort the same thing as freedom? Or is it just the really soft velvet lining on the inside of a cage?